In federal law enforcement, you have process crimes that are normally a derivative of a legitimate investigation. So let's say that there's a bank robbery, the FBI is investigating it, they have their suspect. While they're interviewing him, he lies to them. Well, that brings in an entirely new felony charge where you're lacking candor with the federal agent. You don't launch an investigation on the premise of he may have lied to a federal agent. There's normally an underlying righteous investigation going on. Well, the FBI is now contriving reasons to contact their perceived enemies politically, and as a result of that has spun up investigations against them. And you look to no greater example than General Mike Flynn. Now, Director James Comey has publicly stated that in the early days of the Trump administration, he sent 2 agents to speak to Mike Flynn. The premise of it was the Russia collusion case, which has been sort of exposed as a hoax. Even high-ranking administrators within the FBI mentioned that what is the point of our conversation with Mike Flynn, and in written format said, is it to get him to lie so we can charge him with a crime or get him fired? That is a perfect example of the FBI weaponizing a process crime to go after somebody who they perceive to be problematic. Reinterpreting laws is a problem that has been beefed up recently. And you see the most recent obstruction or impeding a official proceeding that we see with so many of these January 6 subjects. That is a law that was drafted in the aftermath of the Enron scandal. It was part of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, and it was drafted with the intention of stopping accountants from shredding documents that were going to be used to prosecute the Enron executives. It was essentially an evidence tampering law that was put in place. Well, that law is now being reinterpreted and applied to hundreds of people who walked to the Capitol, did not commit any acts of violence or vandalism, but it's a way to charge them with a felony as opposed to a misdemeanor. And interestingly enough, that same law has been reinterpreted yet again to charge Donald Trump for his involvement with having classified material at Mar-a-Lago.